Parliament.
Thank you so much. Right,
No, but I have members on, many more members on Zoom than in the House. Yes.
Thank you so much.
The fuel prices,
Right,
that is what
Honourable.
is making people not. Seconded by Paulo Bua, Layo, Honourable Layo, Honourable Dubai, Honourable Chora, Sauda, Obama, Fred, Margaret, Mariam, Dr. Chut, Ochan, Sue, Connie, and the whole side, this side, Abe, the access to the bridge will be restricted to only passenger vehicles carrying about 28 people. Alternative routes have been provided for to effect the road users, and of course you know what it comes with, the implication of the cost, the delays, and all that. The road is being worked on, and I want to urge them to expedite the working on the road. Honorable members, a few weeks ago and last week we also talked about the disaster that is happening in most of the areas. It is worsening in Kenya, and really we condone with our brothers and sisters in Kenya on what is happening in Kenya, and the same is likely to come over. And I also asked the Minister of Disaster to give us information on what action she has taken, especially on the areas that were talked about last week. I was a little mean by mentioning my own constituency, and we'll get a feedback from the Minister on how far she has gone with it, and how ready are we as Ugandans. The fact that it is happening in Kenya, in Tanzania, in everywhere, how ready are we as Ugandans to mitigate the disaster that is happening in the country? How are we going to handle it? So it's a very serious matter. It's not anything for joking this time round. We need to take an action on that. Thank you. Be able to reach a jury. If you may not be able to. Laibi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and especially.
What we are going to do today is on taxation, to raise money to finance a budget. Which budget will be used for making hospitals, the roads that we are talking about, all those kind of things. But we voted 529 members of parliament here, and they are not here. Honorable members, I request whoever is entering inside, please put your check-in. Check-in. I want you to check in so that the people out there know which people are in this house to legislate for them. Yes, presidential affairs.
Madam Speaker, in most...
Heard that, I'm happy I'm hearing it from you today, that there are voting machines, but I've never heard it from the president. But all we need is attendance in the House. They are voted to come and do representation, legislation, appropriation in this house. How come for you you're in the house every day? I've never seen you missing in the house.
Madam Speaker, for me, I am not a voting machine. That's why I must stay here and process before voting. But the chairman of
Honorable
the party
members,
says,
honorable members.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. We are so grateful that government is going to work on that bridge.
Because it should do its work as fast as possible to ensure that we restore the bridge. Dr. Boka, then David Boka.
Thank you. The Karuma Bridge reconstruction. Allow me make these three observations. One, our government in the past few years comes up with alternatives as far as companies within, that they shouldn't take advantage of this calamity that has befallen on.
Roads cannot be passed. I cannot personally even reach my home where I don't need a visa.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
But we don't have where to stay.
Answers. We've been talking about disasters, but Right Honourable Speaker, this morning I received a call ourselves up, and I think something needs to be done with respect to the aspects of environment.
It's going to have a significant impact on the economy. The cost of the goods are going to reduce. The cost of transportation is going to increase. The tourism, people are now not going to go into tourism. So what we are going to get out of tourism will also reduce. And at the end of the day, the productivity is reduced, because if you hear they are saying the gardens and whichever have been washed. And I would also implore government to deploy security on all the alternative routes that have been created, because the highway robbers can take advantage of this. They must be saying now we have them. So you need to make sure you have security on all these alternative routes, and then it is a budgeting time. And since it is a budgeting time, instead of bundling all the monies in one account, let this parliament decide and say this is the money for disaster preparedness, and this money should be used for ABCD, and there should be a plan for disaster preparedness. Leader of opposition, with having that commission in place, because it has come out several times. So we need to understand from government, could there be a problem? Why are we not having a commission in place? It's a constitutional requirement. Honorable Board, that's a question from Lop.
very important.
And after that preamble, she will tell us that I've sent 20 tons of beans to this place. I've done this. So she's making a preamble to respond.
We need support from this House in terms of funding. If I am to respond to the issues of disasters in this country, we need a budget. We can't do anything as a ministry if we don't have the budget. So far, I have requests from members, over 30 from 30 districts, and we are not able to do much. Right Honourable Speaker, I would request this House to support the ministry with the relevant funding. Then we'll be able to respond. I'll physically be in their constituencies to address the issues. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
We stood over a bill, and when we stood over a number of bills, very important bills, and first of all, I need to apologize to Leader of Opposition. I dragged him out of he wasn't well, but I said, please, you say thank you for coming. And I've said, members, come. This is the most important activity that you're doing for this country, for your voters. We are going on to tax bills. We had an issue which was raised by law, and this morning we had a harmonization meeting. Unfortunately, I was not there, but we received the document, and could I give you the floor?